Hey, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this exciting session. My name is Mayank, and I will be your host for today's webinar session. And it's my pleasure to welcome you all. So today's session is all about our product evolution, our app, and the future of Tap. A deep dive into how we at Tap are shaping the future of investing. So we are continuously evolving to offer you the best opportunity. And today's discussion will highlight some exciting milestone and the future developments. So I'm thrilled to introduce our guest speaker for today, Himanshu Chowdhary, our co-founder and CTO of Tap Invest. So Himanshu has been driving the force behind the technology and innovation that powers our platform, right? So he will share insights on the evolution of our platform, the upcoming things, and what lies ahead of Tap Invest as we continue to grow and adapt to the market. After the presentation and after the session, once the Himanshu is done, we will be opening up the floor for the Q&A session. In between, also, if you have any doubt or questions related to what's going on with the product or the topic we are covering today, feel free to share your thoughts. We will be covering it at the end. That would be like, say, we'll be taking 10 to 15 minutes for, say, resolving your queries or any thoughts if you want to share on the app or, like, say, website. We will be happy to address them. And so, without any further delay, let's get started. Himanshu, over to you.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Mayank. We'll get started with the webinar. It's a pleasure to see such a uh, audience at Saturday morning. Uh, we'll get we'll get into it. Um, so here's the team. Soumya and Nisha have taken previous webinars. You guys may be familiar with them. Nisha is looking after investor experience at Tap Invest. Soumya usually looks into the B2B side, and as Mayank mentioned, I look into the technology and product side of the business. We are blessed to have we are blessed to backed by VCs like TurboStart and Upsparks and family offices like Snow Leopard. We are also happy to be backed by super angels like Kunal Shah, Kashyap, Bipin Preet, and Mandeep. At TAP, we believe that uh, financial freedom can be achieved via fixed income. Fixed income are essentially safe returns, predictable returns, non-volatile returns. At the heart of Tap Invest, we believe that diversification of your portfolio is key. Predictive, we have to essentially diversify from different segments of the market in order to hedge a portfolio. We are happy to have the products which are essentially uh, non-volatile, like invoice discounting and bonds. These products are carefully chosen by an investment analyst team, which essentially look at a lot of numbers before they shortlist these opportunities for you and present it on the platform as an opportunity for investing. Uh, Currently, we have two core offerings: invoice discounting and bonds, as I mentioned earlier. We'll I'll just briefly touch invoice discounting and bonds for people who are new to our platform or are attending this webinar for the first time. Invoice discounting is essentially a mechanism in which uh, SMEs, MSMEs raise working capital for shorter tenure, like 30 to 45 days. Uh, you can imagine a company which has raised an invoice to, let's say, their vendor, but if the vendor wants to settle the money after, let's say, 30 days or 45 days, so what do the SME do in order to follow them to scale? Essentially, they come to us at Tap. Uh, we help them raise funds uh, for. We essentially help them discount the invoices that they have raised to the vendor. They are happy to take a certain discounted price at today's day and continue with their business. We list this invoices on a platform. Retail investors like you invest in these invoices, take fractional ownership in these invoices. And Once the 30-day, 45-day cycle is done and the anchor pays back the money to Tap, we return the money back to the investors and the proportionate investment amount. Currently, we have done about 50,000 plus invoices. We have managed about 370 plus, 370 CR plus of investments. On an average, you can get to earn 13 to 14% of IRR on this product. This number is slightly dated. We have gone beyond these numbers. We'll move to the next. This is how invoice discounting on a platform looks like currently. Uh, Essentially, you can see a snapshot of the opportunity you're investing in. Let's say, for example, this we have Cherise over here. We clearly show that these are the confidence numbers that are there on the platform, the number of active deals, how much Cherise has raised on a platform or discounted on a platform, how many number of deals, and what's the repayment history that we have. Also, we are mentioning the companies which are backing Cherise, which also helps the investors make an informed choice about the risk of the company, etc. On the right hand side, as we can see, it is a quick snapshot about your investment, the investment amount, and the IRR that you'll get, tenure, and the final amount that you'll get in return. Essentially, you're making about 1,000 rupees 707 in return on this one. Invoice discounting is a product wherein you'll have to invest via wallet. So on the bottom of the screen, you can see that you are essentially using tab balance. Currently, your balance, if you have money in your tab balance, then your investment will go through the wallet, or else you will have to add money to your wallet and then move ahead with your investment. Here is a quick snapshot of some of the major anchors and clients that we have worked with. As you can see, we have worked with certain major anchors like Adani, JLL, Board, HPCL, IOCL, HUL, and these are the clients that we have essentially helped raised funds on our platform. Currently, we have worked with around 150 plus clients and anchors, and we have given back 350 CR plus returns to investors in invoice discounting. Moving on to bonds. Bonds is again a product which is not new to our investors. I mean, it's there in the market for quite a bit of time. It's a little not retail friendly. It's inaccessible to all. Majorly, bonds there are listed and unlisted. Currently, we are doing unlisted bonds on a platform. Uh, these are good opportunities that are rare to find, or I mean, you'll have to be a part of a network, only then you'll be able to find such investment opportunities. Bonds is a structured product, which is essentially companies are raising capital for, let's say, some of their goals or for their growth plan. And these capital is raised and they agree to a cash flow schedule or a return schedule. Essentially, what it means is that let's say if you're investing 1 lakh rupees, and there are different types of bonds which will give you quarterly payout on the principal, or maybe monthly payout of the principal, or maybe just one time you'll just earn interest throughout the tenure, and at the end of the tenure you'll get the principal back. Bonds on a platform will range from a tenure of about 3 months to, let's say, 18 months, and have a minimum investment of about 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees, depending on the nature of bond and the face value of bond. Currently, we have done about 540 plus bond investments, and we have done 20 CR plus investments. On an average, we are able to give about 12 to 15% of IRR on platform. We'll look how this opportunity looks like on a platform. This is a snapshot from a platform. On the screen, we have Blue Smart bond. We again show the bold numbers, the clear metrics to make decision, the yield rate, coupon rate, tenure, what is the maturity date by when the bond will we'll get the last cash flow. the trustee who is backing this bond, is it unrated or unrated? Is it rated or unrated? And what's the rating? In case if there is a rating, let's say triple A plus or and etc. And the rating agency who has given this rating. Also below you see that what's the interest repayment cycle and what the principal repayment cycle. On the right hand side, on the investments, you clearly see what is the price per unit that you're buying, and what is the minimum unit which is pre-filled already, and you can use the steppers to increase the units that you want to buy. As you make the modifications to the number of units, the investment amount and the expected returns will change accordingly. Um, For bonds, there is an additional step of KYC that is required. Essentially, we require your DP ID and client ID to settle the bonds in your Demat account. So we require you to upload the CMR copy of the broker in which you want, or of the Demat ID in which you want the units to be settled. So there is another step in the KYC process which will be nudged on the platform as and when in which it's required. These are some of the bonds that we have worked with. These are some of the companies that we have worked with and uh, in the past. This includes corporate bonds, NBFC bonds, some of the listed bonds which were done offline, and some of the government bonds which are still available offline. You can reach out to the team for get to know about these opportunities. At Tap Invest, these are the key highlights of the platform. We have a dedicated RM support. We have certain deals which are accessible to you on a priority basis. You can directly connect with our clients if you want to invest above 10 CR. And if you have a large ticket investment, we can specially curate the investment opportunity for you. Uh, as Mayank mentioned, we have done a significant bit of enhancements on the product, as you can see on the platform as well. It is far more cleaner, smoother, and better experience. We recently launched our mobile app. It's live on both the stores. Uh, we have a new app on iOS and a refreshed app on Android. We earlier had an Android app, but we have launched a new app with a better experience, smoother and faster experience. Uh, Coming to the roadmap, these are some things that we are planning to introduce in the next couple of months. Essentially, we are working on a new investment dashboard. We have gotten quite a bit of feedback that users want to see their payouts to be on top of the dashboards. As soon as they open the dashboard, they want to see that the payouts, their upcoming payouts, their done payouts, their average portfolio returns, how much have they earned over the course of investing at TAP. We have launched our investment dashboard is currently live on the app. We are still collecting feedback. We want you guys to provide a feedback how we can improve it. It's still work in progress. We are trying to do a sort of a beta with the users. Uh, Moving on, we're also planning to introduce digital gold on the platform where you can buy and hold the gold, and whenever you feel that the time is right, you can just exit through that gold. Digital gold is an product which people use to park their money for short-term liquidity, or maybe they want to just hedge against the volatility of the markets. Uh, this is the feedback that we've got from the market, and hence we're building this product. You should be seeing this live on our app soon. Uh, we are building certain features which will only go on app first as compared to web. Digital Gold will be one such experience. Uh, a lot of we have been doing lately deals like special deals for certain hours, or a private deal, or things. These deals are often time bound and very they give you better returns, and they're very exciting opportunity to invest. But thing is that we have gotten a feedback that these deals, since they are short time and they're live for a specific time, people are not able to maybe invest in it if they're not available at that time, or maybe they're traveling or whatever. So we are introducing a concept of pre-invest, in which you can, let's say if a deal is going live, let's say 2 days after for a special time, and let's say you want to invest in that, so you can book your interest, and you can as soon as the deal goes live, your investment will be accepted at that time depending on inventory availability. So I believe that with the feature, with pre-invest as a feature, it will be easier and convenient for users to invest in special deals like power hour and not miss out the opportunity. uh, Bonds as an experience is something which we want to improve and build on. It's been a short time that the bonds are live on a platform, but we want to give far more better experience. We want to introduce a feature of where you can import the bonds that is purchased as elsewhere on tap, and you can track that bond using the dashboard that we have built, and you can see all your cash flow schedules or payout schedules in a much better way with the app. And lastly, we believe that uh, once you enter a bond, and let's say if you have some sort, bonds are usually longer tenure. I mean, it's more on an average a year long bond, right? People, let's say if they have some liquidity needs and they are not able to liquidate, they're not able to liquidate their investment, or they're not able to exit to the investments. So we're working on a feature wherein you can sell your bond, you can place whatever bonds that you hold right now, you can put them for resale on the platform, and somebody else, as soon as any other investor wants to invest or buy that one, the sell transaction will happen, the transfer transaction will happen. So this is broadly what we are building as of now. uh, this roadmap has been essentially built using the feedback that investors like you have been sharing with us. Uh, I would be more than happy to take more feedback, things which can be uh, which will add more value to you, make your investment experience more better, make your decision making process much better. So please keep the feedback channel active. Uh, that's all for the webinar today. Uh, if we have any questions, Mike, we can open the floor for questions.
Yeah, sure, Evan. Thank you so much. So first of all, till the time we are opening up for the Q&A session, I'll just go ahead with my questions, right? Since we are there from the long time in the company and we have seen how TAP has involved in the product evolution. So if you can just mention certain, like say the main milestones which we have covered, or if you can feel like from a tech side, this is one of the things, and what stages we have seen through the investor side as well, right? Whenever the feature comes, that more or the less from the feedback what we have received from the investors' perspective itself. So if you can just cover it up till the time other questions are coming in.
Yes. So about 1.5 years back, we had launched invoice discounting. Invoice discounting, when we launched, had uh, gained quite a bit of traction. And uh, the way we have built invoice discounting is, so invoice discounting is not a new product in the market. I mean, banks have been doing it for a long time, and uh, it's not something new. But the primary reason why it was not accessible to retail investors is because the invoice sizes were huge and the ticket minimum investment size is large, right? With using tech, what we have done is we have uh, allowed fractional investing into those invoices. We break that, like let's say 1 CR invoice into multiple chunks, and we distribute proportional rights to that invoice to investors. So this is how we had built invoice discounting. Recently, we have gotten a feedback about diversification, where people wanted to diversify their invoice discounting. Essentially, let's say putting in 2 lakh rupees in just, let's say, a rice deal. They wanted to let's say diversify. in order to mitigate the risk further, right? So we had recently launched a feature like which was a multi, which was a basket of invoice discounting deals. Essentially, it allowed you to invest like 2 lakh rupees into, let's say, 6 or 10 companies in equal proportions, so that your investment amount is de-risked, and it's the entire risk is mitigated. Uh, that was another milestone that we had. After that, we had launched bonds, then the entire mobile app.
Okay, perfect. So, I guess one question is there from Mr. Shekhar. Do you plan to relaunch the asset leasing product? So I guess from the product end, it's not there. If you don't mind, Himanshu, can I answer this?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Hey, Shekhar, see, from the asset leasing side, we are in talk with the companies. We are getting in few of the asset leasing products on the front in the product side. You'll be able to see it soon on the side. And yeah, it's not from the product end. It's more of when we are seeing on the risk handle from the side of risk mitigations and all, we are in touch with other liquidators as well, which will be onboarded soon. And you will be able to see the asset leasing deal live. Another question from Divine. Why not to bring a feature to resell the invoices on the platform in case anyone want to quit early due to emergency? So this
Uh,
is, I guess, more on the early exit.
Yes, so we are conceptualizing around that as well. It's in our longer tenure, it's in a long-term roadmap. We're planning to bring early liquidity like for bonds in invoice discounting as well. But invoice discounting, due to the shorter tenure, like 45 days, 60 days, I mean, it's still a short tenure deal, and we haven't find that many interest in liquidating invoice discounting. Hence, it has been on the long-term roadmap. But if it is something that investors want, many investors want, then we can probably prioritize this and build this feature sooner.
Definitely. I guess till the time the questions are coming in, one more question is there. What's your view to open up additional payment methods to invest as debit and credit cards?
Uh, we being in the investment space, we cannot be taking investments via credit card primarily, because there are certain regulations from the Payment Council of India around this. Uh, Debit cards we can open up, but debit cards, there is a high transaction fee, high payment gateway charges on debit cards as a method to pay, uh, which doesn't make sense if you are investing in products like invoice discounting and bonds to pay that charge, and then your eventual return reduces by a significant bit. So, uh, because of the payment gateway charges, debit cards don't make sense at all in this line.
Definitely. Hope so, Mr. Umang, your question has been answered. If any follow-up questions, either from Umang or Divyan is there, please feel free to ask in the chat. Also, just till then, the time is coming. One follow-up question from my side, Himanshu. What we got from the case of, like, say, Devayan, right? And the anyone quitting early exit, is it not possible from the risk transfer side as well? Because that would be mostly the risk are associated with the original deeds or things would be transferred. How that will work on the platform level, not going in a legal or compliance way, but on a platform level, how will it be? We, as an investor, be able to sell that?
Um, See, essentially, legally speaking, when you're investing in invoice discounting, it's essentially transfer of rights of receivables. This rights is owned by the investor.
Mhm.
It can eventually be transferred to anyone else, let's say, if you want to get an early exit. So that's from the legal POV. And this is how, I mean, if the transfer has to be facilitated, it will be done in this way.
Okay. I guess one more question is there. Do you have any plans to add new types of products in ESG space?
Right now, we haven't thought about adding products in this particular space, but we will consider, we will look into this particular space as well.
Another question is from Mr. Manoj. I am happy to see the dashboard with lots of details. Any features to show daily earning for a particular user, which will give user how much bucks he daily earns?
Daily returns is an interesting feature, Manoj. It will, we definitely thought about it, but we had deprioritized showing that number because it might just make the current dashboard a little cluttered with a lot of information. Um, but we will definitely consider this. We'll figure out how to build this one. This is definitely in our short-term roadmap to add this daily earnings feature throughout the portfolio.
Another question is from Mr. Mitesh. He wants to know how much skin a tap has for every ID and bonds. Is there any minimum percentage fixed internally, and is it followed? So I guess he is asking more about the skin like we use for tap or private R deals or something like that.
Okay. I mean, if you're referring to minimum percentage fixed internally as the rate of return, yes, we do have certain benchmarks for these special deals. But again, these deals are done on a, I mean, based on the inventory basis and an opportunity basis as well.
Okay. Another question is there from Mr. Shekhar. He wants to know currently investment in bonds is offline. So payment is made to a different bank account. When do you plan to make bond investment online?
Um, So earlier we were doing investments in bonds in an offline manner. Recently, we have digitized the entire investment journey in bonds. So you can invest in bonds up to, let's say, 5 lakhs, up to 10 lakhs via platform. But let's say if you want to invest more than 10 lakhs in any bond in one single investment, then you'll have to uh, do it via an offline route. Uh, I would recommend to try out the investment flow, but we are soon planning to raise this limit to 50 lakhs uh, so that you are able to invest larger ticket sizes also via platform.
Perfect. I guess there is. How about bringing up something like managed accounts concept where you offer 14% IRR fixed for a ticket of 50 lakhs and above with a lock-in?
Uh,
This is a bit different, I guess. How about bringing up something like managed account concept? So this would be, I guess, he is talking about on the side of family account, mostly if it's like managed. So Devine, if you can just say basically, I'll get in touch for this particular question for you to understand better what do you mean particularly by the question, and we will see and look for the perspective we can offer you.
Answering your question, Mithilesh, you want how much do we internally invest in ID and bond up to a certain percentage? Uh, Internally, we majorly don't we take small ownerships, like we have about we usually purchase 1 to 2 units of bonds internally, so that we understand how this company is and how the cash flow is being done. In invoice discounting, definitely we do hold certain portfolio. It's a small percentage, but we do hold certain portfolio.
Perfect. I guess we'll wait for a couple of more minutes for the questions to kick in.
Yeah.
One more question is there from Ramakrishnan. Can the credit to wallet made faster so that investment can be made immediately? Credit by NEFT often takes time.
uh, NEFT as a mechanism is will take time. The fastest mode of transfer is essentially using the UPI on platform, which is instant settlement to your wallet as soon as the payment transaction goes successfully. Additionally, you can try out IMPS as well. IMPS and RTGS are sooner than NEFT. NEFT, because of the bank cycles of NEFT transactions, NEFT settlement cycles, it takes time. So probably next time you can try out RTGS, IMPS, or UPI on a platform.
I guess IMPS and RTGS is more faster than NEFT. It takes about of 2 to 3 hours to reflect, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Any new products in pipeline? So I guess Mr. John joined late. If you can, Himanshu, if you can just tell the brief, like what are the products that are lined up?
Um, so if John, if you're referring to new products as in new investment products, so right now it will not call it as an investment product, but we are planning to bring in digital gold, buying digital gold on our platform. Digital gold, you can essentially buy and hold certain amount of some grams of gold in your wallet. And then if whenever you see the markets are favorable, you can just exit through it. Uh, this is this we're bringing this product essentially from uh, the investor requirement wherein people have shared that they tend to park their money in safer instruments when the markets are volatile. So that's why we're planning to bring digital gold.
Okay, I guess there's no more questions. Just Himanshu, one more question from my end, from the investor's perspective.
Mhm.
Uh, One of the follow-up question, one of the investor asked, right, about the credit card. So I guess many of the investors wanted the credit card feature is nice, but we don't allow. We as in like say as an industry of the fintech don't allow credit card to use because of the recycle or the repayment because it will
Yep.
affect all there in the economy as well, right? So if you can just throw some light on the on that perspective as well.
Okay. Uh, can you be a little more elaborate, like what you're?
So it's like we can use credit cards as well, right? It makes a certain limit because for the invoice discounting, if you see, it's a fixed income platform as well. It's a fixed income product. So there are less of chance that your cycle will affect on that perspective as an investor, not a part of TAP. I'm asking. So is it possible or not?
No, technically, investing using credit card is banned by RBI.
Mhm.
You can't use invest credit cards for investment products.
Okay. Because this is coming from many of the platforms are still offering. So just a
They'll
curious question.
they'll soon be closing that down.
The platform or the credit card option?
The credit card as an option of
So,
payment.
I guess one more question is there from Umang. The IDs we are doing, they are enabled via TredX platform or found and enabled by Tap directly. The IDs are doing.
No, so I'll take that one.
Sure.
So Umang, we are not using, well, our backend is not using Threads platform. The entire backend for financing these invoices or discounting these invoices has been built by Tap in-house. The entire uh, mechanism of collecting invoices, onboarding companies onto platform, listing their invoices and selling those invoices, issuing fractional receivable rights to users is done by Tap. We're not using Threads.
One question is there from Ankit. Do you think RBI can do something which it did to P2P on invoice discounting as they are also unregulated?
So, if you look at RBI's guidelines on P2P, uh, they have not banned P2P as the product, but they are just clarifying certain ways in which P2P product has to be. Uh, they have just laid down certain guidelines in the P2P products have to follow. So the companies that were doing direct peer-to-peer lending, they are not impacted by these guidelines, but people who have built sophisticated solutions to mitigate the risk and all of that has been impacted by P2P. That's why we are treading very carefully on invoice discounting, where uh, when we plan to offer features like further diversification of risk and uh, secondary sales of invoice. So we are just looking at that very carefully right now.
Hmm. I guess one question is from Mr. John. He wants to know what both of yours portfolio look like. Want to understand your conviction on alternative investment.
So, Mayank, would you like to take that question?
See, John, from my perspective, so I heavily invest in ID through TAP itself. But the most interesting part is that it maintains my cash flow, right, whenever I need my funds. So I usually invest in the invoice discounting, which is a tenure of 30 to 60 days. That helps me maintaining my cash flow as well, and when needed my money. So in a month, starting of the month, I just prepare ki what things are there, will this be money be idle? If that money is idle, I'll just invest for 90 days, thinking that some of the features are there already live on the platform, like of the reinvestment and all. But sometime it might not work, or sometime deals are not available. We have to think on that perspective as well. So yeah, most part of the portfolio goes for ID, and then some of the portion is there for say in the case of investment in the fractional ownership, that is for the REITs as well. So there you can earn a good amount of say rental as well, and for capital appreciation. This will only go ahead if you are looking for a longer period or longer perspective of time time frame. So that will help you. I guess rest alternative investment, I think it's very good enough to go ahead, rather than I don't much invested over stocks. I don't like the volatility of that. Seeking my age and all, definitely I have some portfolio in stocks as well, which will be helping in like say the longer period of time. I'm not a person who will be like say looking every day to my portfolio on a daily basis, because I know I can be a risk taker, but not that much key on a everyday perspective, nor the I get that much time to view on a daily basis if market is going down or up. It's just like I just invest on a certain stocks and sit back, relax, and let the time work for me. So yeah, that's mostly from my side.
Adding on to what Mayank just mentioned, so the way I look at personally, the way I look at investing in invoice discounting or bonds is that, I mean, I don't have to think much. I mean, if I invest in a product, in such a product which is fixed, I'm getting good returns, 14%. It's not bad. It beats 5-year average of Nifty. Plus, the returns are safe. I mean, I don't have to think twice before evaluating the product or before evaluating the company or the underlying. I don't have to spend much of my mental bandwidth on evaluating and then maybe be worried about, okay, when should I pull my money out of this investment option? So, I mean, if not in products like this, then where else?
Correct. Yeah, I guess most of the question has been answered. Rest, if any of the investors thinks you need more clarity, please reach out to your RM. They will be able to help you out. If not, you can directly reach out to me as well. I will be available over a call or email, whatever is there needed, and will be helping you out. Himanshu, anything from your side?
Also, Mayank, yes, can you share that Google form that we have for collecting feedbacks?
Sure.
Yes.
Gautam, for your reference, I'm just mentioning my mail ID and for other people as well. If anything is there, uh, please do block the email.
I guess, Mike, it's if it's taking time for you to find the link to it, the form, we can share to each participant after the webinar is over.
Yes, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you all. First of all, everyone for joining us today in the weekend for this insightful session. We had a deep dive into our Tap Invest product evaluation, what is upcoming products, and like say what the future hold for us. So, a big thanks to Himanshu for sharing this expertise and the vision with us today. So, I guess as we discuss, the fintech landscape is evolving rapidly, right? So, we will be here for you, excited about the innovations that we bring to Tap as per based on your feedbacks and the feedbacks that you give to your RM or the support. Our commitment remains there to provide on the platform wherever the new and the older features will be there available for you. For those of you who have more questions or need further clarification, I have mentioned my mail ID as well. Feel free to reach out to us. We encourage you to continue engaging with us on the platform as well so that we can explore the opportunities and we can work on the feedbacks together. Right. Once again, thank you all for your time and participation. We look forward on seeing you at our future webinar as well and updates. Stay tuned and keep investing wisely. Thank you so much.